Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chase Gokene. As you know, if you are new to this channel or you came as a result of my last Japa video, you are highly welcome. And if you're not subscribed to this channel, please hit the subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up and share to your friends that are interested in coming to Canada. So today's video I am going to be sharing my experience. I'm going to be breaking this video into parts. Today I am going to be focusing on my Canada journey, how I started, the documents that you need, particularly for document evaluation. So let's begin. For me, I am a pharmacist, so I used the pharmacy examining board in Canada to evaluate my documents. So for people that are not pharmacists, or people that are professionals, for example, doctors, nurses, there are different bodies that you use to evaluate your documents as a professional coming from Nigeria or other countries to Canada. So you have to find out which professional body that you need when coming here, like that you need to use to evaluate your documents. But for other people that are not professionals, the commonest one to use to evaluate your documents is WES, which is World Education Service. So I am going to be talking about my experience applying for my document evaluation and also getting my passport. First thing that you need to do if you're interested in relocating from Nigeria or even relocating from any other country is to get your international passport. I don't know how else that you want to enter another man's country if you don't have your passport. So for Nigerians, you need to go to Immigration Service and apply. For some people, they can go to the website of Nigerian Immigration Service to apply online, or you can hit up, or you can talk to or contact any immigration agent so that they can help you get your passport. For me, I would advise that you get a 10-year passport. Why you should get a 10-year passport, I know it's more expensive than getting 5 years, but 10 years gives you you will not need to meet immigration again for Nigerian passport, at least before you get your Canadian citizenship. Okay, so that is why I am recommending 10 years. But if you don't have the money, please go for 5 years. At the time that I did my own passport in 2018, 2019, I didn't have money for 10 years. That is why I went for 5 years. So normally Nigerian immigration will tell you that passport will take you about 2 to 3 months before you get it, but sometimes it can take you shorter than 3 months. It can take 1 month, it can take 2 months. I remember when I did mine, there were so many mistakes because I already had a passport before, and when I came to apply, I didn't know my passport number. I lost my passport, so like my situation was like complicated. So I had to apply for a new passport even though they already had my name in the system. So just if you're applying or renewing or you lost your passport, there are processes. You just have to go to the immigration service to find that out. After I got my passport, I had to apply for my document evaluation. You need to submit to Pharmacy Examining Board in Canada. That is if you're a pharmacist. For people that are using WES, the documents that you need might also be similar to what you will submit to the Pharmacy Examining Board in Canada. So the documents that you need, first of all, I wrote everything down here. You would need a valid means of identification. That is why you should get your passport first before any other thing. Passport is not just the means of identification that you can use. You can actually use your birth certificate. I don't know if that is similar to WES, but you can find out if you can use birth certificate. So for some people that have not gotten their passport yet, but you want to apply for document evaluation, you can actually use your birth certificate. Then the other documents that you need to present to the examining board here is your degree certificate, your university certificate. I studied in Unizik, so I had to bring my university certificate. I also had to bring transcripts, but I am not the one sending it to Pharmacy Examining Board in Canada. For WES, your school also sends your transcript to WES directly. So the school had to send my transcript to the PEBC, then there are some documents that I personally sent by courier to PEBC as well, which involves the application letter on the website. So before you apply for document evaluation, you go to the Pharmacy Examining Board, open an account on Gateway, and also open an account with the Examining Board. So when you open an account with the Examining Board, you already created a profile, you logged into the portal, then you need to print the application form. You can fill it online and then print it, or you can print it out and fill it with a black pen. So when you fill the application form online, you're required to print it out and notarize it. But the application form is not just the only form that you need to notarize. You're notarizing every single thing that you're sending to PEBC, just to be on the safe side. So what you're sending to PEBC by courier involves the application form, a valid means of identification, which can be your passport or your birth certificate. Then you're also sending letter of good standing. But this letter of good standing, you're not sending it yourself. You have to send it through PCN. That's the Pharmacy Council of Nigeria. You pay to PCN. At the time that when I did this letter of good standing, I had to pay 30K. But now I am hearing that it's 100,000. And applying for document evaluation, you need PCN to send your letter of good standing. Not just the 100,000, but you're also required to get referral letter from your past 2 employers, according to Pharmacy Council of Nigeria. After you've done this, after you've gathered all these documents, you've opened the portal, you've logged into your account, then you need to pay. The amount you're paying presently is 640 Canadian dollars. I can remember at the time that I paid for this document evaluation, I paid only 300,000. At that time, it was big money, but I cannot imagine paying up to 700,000 naira just to do document evaluation when you still have a lot of things to use money for along the line when you're applying for this Canada stuff, when you're doing like the express entry or being a permanent resident in Canada. So after all these things I listed, time to notarize your documents. So remember, you're notarizing your degree certificate, your current license, and also your means of identification. And then you're also notarizing the application form signed by a witness. So the notary public would have to stamp all these documents that I listed. You can go to any court. I went to Yaba to do it, and at that time it took me 3,000 to stamp each of the documents and notarize it before sending it to PEBC. Remember that when you're applying for document evaluation, don't make the same mistake that I made, because at the time that I was applying for document evaluation, after I applied, sent everything I needed to send by courier to PEBC, I realized that I did not include that I needed to do the education credential application. And the ECA, which is the education credential application, would help me to apply for express entry. So anything that you're doing, you're not just getting your documents evaluated, you're also doing the education credential application. And that ECA will give you a number that you would use in the process of filling the form required for your express entry application or permanent resident application. Please do not forget, because I made that mistake. I did not include the ECA. I had to now pay again. It took me more time, it took me more money. So normally PEBC will tell you that it takes 14 weeks, a total of 14 weeks to complete your document evaluation. But because I made that mistake, document evaluation was completed and ECA was not given to me. And I realized at the point when I started applying for my express entry, trying to get into the pool. So for West, I don't know how long it takes them to get these things ready to get your documents evaluated, but you can also find out. Also remember that any courier service that you use to send your documents to the examining board, you have to track it, because sometimes the courier will tell you that they've delivered, but on contacting PEBC, they'll tell you they didn't get any documents. So you have to always keep tracking your application. So this is the part 1 of today's video. Following up on today's video, I am going to be talking about preparing for your IELTS and everything that you need to know when preparing for IELTS. And I am going to be talking about that in the part 2 of this video. I hope that I explained it. I hope that I gave you a detailed explanation on how to go about applying for your document evaluation and also getting your passport. I'm going to see you in my next video. Remember to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and share across all social media platforms. Thank you very much for subscribing, and thank you so much for watching me across all social media platforms, on Instagram, on Facebook, and on Twitter. Bye.